But like I said, yesterday's episode, I said I would talk about two things. Those two things was Taysom Hill and Anthony Lynn as a head coach. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to start out with Taysom Hill first. Some people might disagree with what I'm about to say here, but I just don't see how you could say with conviction that Taysom Hill is the future in New Orleans. Debate me on it. Please do. Before Sunday, Taysom Hill had never thrown for a touchdown pass in his career. In a league, in the NFL, where the passing game is king. I love Taysom Hill. He's been one of the best stories in the NFL in the last couple of years. No one is as entertaining to watch as him. He's the guy that went undrafted. So many career injuries that could have just ended his career in college. He comes to the NFL. He doesn't, he goes undrafted, overlooked, gets his chance, does anything he can to get on the field for his team and, just help his team win in whatever way he can. Even though he's a quarterback, starts out on special teams, then he becomes this offensive weapon. Then now he's getting his chance to prove the world, prove the league, and prove the organization that he is currently employed by that he can be a quarterback in this league. I absolutely love it. He wants to prove all the people that are skeptical of him wrong. But like I said before, I just don't believe in him as the long-term quarterback for the Saints. I don't see how his style of play is sustainable for a 16-game season. The offensive pieces that they have around him are a perfect fit for him. Alvin Kamara, you could just dump it off to your playmaker in space and let him, do his thing. You got Michael Thomas, the slant route king, as people call him, slant boy. You run him on a slant, you ditch the ball to him. He can make plays whenever he feels like. Whoa, cat's messing with my tripod. Yikes. But Jared Cook at tight end, another big playmaker. Emmanuel Sanders on the outside, a guy that can stretch the field for you but can also be very versatile in the pass game. It's big. He has the offense built perfectly for him. Good offensive line, very solid defense. And if this is the final year that Drew Brees plays, let's say that, after, his injury or his ribs, let's say he comes back maybe 1 or 2 weeks before the season ends. They make a run in the playoffs. Regardless of whether they win the Super Bowl or not, Brees goes, yep, this is it. I have to retire. And I honestly could say that the Saints might roll with him for a season as they transition into the next phase of their franchise. Whether that be they roll with Taysom for the future, which I don't think they'll do. Whether that means they'll roll with Jameis for the future, which I don't know if he'll be on the roster in 2 years. Or whether that means they run with a young guy. Who knows? But the Saints' future is bright, though, even without Brees in the picture. Winston's currently the backup. Like I said, Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara are locked down for a couple years to come. And the defense, they are legit, and they have some young budding stars on that defense that they could maybe lock down. The salary cap is only going to increase here in the near future. Next year it might decrease, but then after that it's only going to skyrocket and it's exciting to see that. And certain teams are built for success. The teams with the older quarterbacks might be built for success in that because they'll be able to lock down all their young guys, draft a younger quarterback, and then move into the future. Teams like the Chiefs were built for that because they signed Mahomes to this 10-year deal where he's kind of trapped at this certain amount of money per season, and the salary cap's going to increase. They'll be able to pay a lot of their guys to stay around him. Good for the team. Good for the player. Good for their chances of winning. And let me be honest about Taysom Hill. I just don't see it long term. I just don't see it in a 5-year plan for the Saints. I don't see how he can be the guy 5, 6, 7 years down the road. I could be dead wrong about this. I really feel like I could be dead wrong about this. But, like I said, it's just, in my mind, it's not sustainable at all. But, yeah, I could be wrong. Like I said, could be wrong.